A few years ago, I wanted to build a rig to take motion time lapses. That is, a time lapse where a camera moves throughout the duration of a shot. I built a few iterations of the rig to varying degrees of success, after which I landed on this final design, which can rotate the camera in the tilt and pan axes. The most noticeable difference between this design and the versions before it is the 3D printed gearbox. While designing this gearbox, I found that backlash in the worm gears I was using could offset the camera enough to create a jump in footage. To combat this, I took some inspiration from a spring-loaded worm gear design I'd seen online in astrophotography forums. After some work in Fusion 360 and Prusa Slicer, I made this. It's basically a stepper motor and worm mounted on a hinge. As force is applied to the hinge via an adjustment screw or heavy spring, the hinge acts as a second-class lever, applying a greater meshing force to the worm gears, lowering the backlash between them. Unlike the designs I'd seen online, it does all of this in a compact, enclosed package. Moving on to the electronics, I've got a custom PCB designed in KiCad featuring an Arduino Nano, an I2C port expander to control everything, 4 stepper drivers for future add-ons, 2 N-channel MOSFETs for shutter and focus control, a 20x4 character LCD, and a 20-volt battery that's stepped down to 12 volts via this buck converter to power everything. It's also got a fully fledged user interface programmed via the Arduino IDE. Since the ATmega processor the Arduino runs was relatively slow, handling user input and updating the LCD couldn't happen simultaneously. To make this work, I created an event handler that allowed both processes to hand off when system demand was low and prioritize user inputs when system demand was high. Finally, here's the rig actually operating. In the future, I'm planning on using this for sky tracking. I was thinking of using a telephoto lens to take many images of the sky and then stitching them together for a super high resolution picture. Anyways, I hope you found this project interesting. Bye!